So you'll see on Peter Schiff's YouTube channel, and let me just mention, by the way, Peter Schiff has been, he buys advertisements to get subscribers, and his channel basically just hasn't done anything. He's had 200,000 subscribers 10 years ago. He can't. There's a ceiling. There's a certain ceiling to where a channel can go when you're dealing with crackpots, right? And that's why Peter Schiff can't really, despite the money he's putting in to his channel, he can't grow his subscribers more because many people by now realize the guy just has zero credibility, and he's a destructor of wealth. I mean, it's based upon, just take a look at his mutual funds, right? But I wanted to show you all something I didn't notice the other day. I don't pay attention to this clown, but I mean, I exposed the guy for so many years. But take a look at this Schiff Sovereign. Schiff Sovereign. Peter Schiff's most valuable insight. So I took a look at it. I was like, what is this? Schiff Sovereign. Okay, what is that? Take a look. Folks, this is where it pays dividends when you know the whole game. Like, you'll spot somebody and you'll know their whole fucking backstory. So apparently Schiff launched this bullshit with this guy, James Hickman. Now, I recognize the face. I mean, look at that face. I mean, it's a pretty, let's call it distinguished. We have to make it YouTube friendly. Distinguished face, right? And I knew instantly who this guy was, because I remember the scam. This guy was pulling a scam about 15 years ago. You see, he went by, and maybe you all recall the name Simon Black. Simon Black. And I've got all in my archives, all the material from this fucking clown. I never exposed him. I just, I never got around to it, but I have the material. And he was a guy that came out around, 2010, 2011, when all the related parasites were being promoted, and I'm being banned, and they're all, claiming this and that, and they're going to show you the promised land. That was when Porter Stansberry, the fraud, came out with his End of America video. Remember that? Simon Black came out and had this story like he's some secret guy. He's a bigwig, and he doesn't want to disclose who he is, won't show his face. Kind of the whole conspiracy stuff, And he was working with Agora Financial. Okay, so I knew it was a scam. And so this guy was, he, for some reason, and I haven't even looked into his name yet. You might want to investigate James Hickman. I don't know, maybe he's been barred from the securities industry, something. He was hiding. Why was he hiding for so many years? And so he finally came out and told everyone who Simon Black is, right? Folks, never trust anybody who won't tell you who they are. They're hiding for a reason. But anyway, this whole Simon Black sovereign bullshit, he was, pitching all this horse shit, and he actually began kind of right around the time that Nomad Capitalists began. His whole pitch is basically, get another passport, go to another country, get out of America. The whole scam. Doug Casey scam, Jeff Berwick scam, Nomad Capitalist scam. Okay? And so the whole thing is Schiff, being the dishonest grifter that he is pretending like this is part of, what he's associated with this. Peter Schiff is only associated with this in fucking name only. This is basically a way to get Schiff involved in this guy's fucking scam. So Schiff's getting paid some type of fee to do this. How do I know? Because I looked into it. And you can look into it yourself. All the podcasts, all the articles are written by this Hickman guy. But you understand. So Schiff is luring in his fucking cult of idiots, thinking that, we can get more of our cult member, Peter Schiff, if we sign up for this. Folks, when you're dealing, once again, look at a person's character. Are you really, really, really a good judge of character? Most people are not. They think they are. Most people overestimate their abilities. That's a big problem. And one of the most important things to do is to truly understand your limitations. That's a key right there. Most people, though, they don't know the limitations. They overestimate their abilities. And most people think they're a good judge of character, but they're not. Because most people's judgment, unfortunately, is fucking shit. Which explains their plight. But if you can judge a character, and it's not that difficult when you're dealing with these charlatans. I mean, come on. It's not that difficult to see if someone's truly being honest or they're trying to sway you, right? They're trying to maybe mislead you a little bit. That's not honest. If you're finding a person that's not honest, why would you trust them for anything? Much less give them your fucking money for anything. So, of course, the typical telltale sign of a scam or bullshit is, a scam or slash bullshit, hot air. You can define, if someone's selling hot air, you could define that as a scam, right? Take a look. As featured on. Whenever they show their media appearances, it's a scam or it's a con. It's bullshit. They're trying to show you, look, we're credible because we've been in the media. But that's actually the opposite. It actually proves you're not credible. The media is a scam. Okay? Your journey to more freedom, folks. I mean, come on. When people are, these are the telltale signs. Freedom, liberty, right? Just like passive income, right? Financial freedom. They're financial televangelists. You see. Let's take a look. Latest articles. James Hickman. So what I would say is, what Schiff is going to do, I know how the scammers operate. They're dealing with fucking mental midgets, basically. It's not difficult. But so what they do is that, so Schiff, at some point, Schiff has got his name on this fucking scam. Okay? And once again, this guy just pitches fear and doom and, just investigate. Just go through. The guy's a scammer. I already know it. Don't need to even fucking look into him. I exposed the guy 15 years ago. But what Schiff's going to do is, he's got his name patched in there, although he's not providing any fucking content, which is probably a good thing, actually. Right? But what's going to do, every once in a while, I'm sure, he'll use this portal, which is getting paid for the right for this guy to use his name, which, as far as I'm concerned, Peter Schiff's name belongs in the fucking mud. But Schiff is going to have some promotions, he's offering this, so it's a way for Schiff to lure more people into his bullshit. Meanwhile, he doesn't even provide any of the content. You see? So basically, James Hickman has paid Schiff for his kind of fake involvement in the scam. Schiff doesn't care. I mean, you pay, folks. All these people, they got one thing in common: they hold out their fucking hand. You might recall, I exposed, for instance, Kevin O'Leary. Right, Kevin O'Leary. He doesn't care what scam you're running. Pay him $500, pay him $1,000, he'll give you a shout out. Oh, Jay is running a great company here. I want to shout out. He's great. He's a great man. Great company. Right? Folks, these people, just like Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban destroyed his Dallas Mavericks brand team, which, Jesus Christ, I saw the NBA. In fact, I saw Dallas Mavericks just last night. I had the TV turning it, and I said, oh, let's take a look at these fucking morons. And I couldn't believe how bad the NBA has gotten. I thought it was bad 15 years ago. About the last time I watched it. Jesus Christ, these guys are they're completely useless and stupid. The NBA has turned into a complete fucking monkey show. It's a joke. It's basically, and you all don't know it. If you don't have a perspective, you all don't even know it. It's basically a one-on-one show. It's a guy trying to do one-on-one with somebody, and then maybe he'll pass it to another guy. There's no fucking team play at all. It's a fucking joke. And all these fucking guys that are 8 feet tall, of course, they never raise the goals. They won't raise the goals. If they do that, then the guys can't get the fucking ball in the basket. And all these 8 feet guys now are standing out in front of the three-point line trying to shoot. All they do is throw fucking bricks. I could not believe how pathetic it was. Unbelievable. So that whole industry, of course, NBA is just a complete fucking shit show. and has been for a long time. But anyway, that's why I mentioned if you can even think about destroying the brand name of the Dallas Mavericks, if you own an NBA team, it's all garbage anyway. But that's all brainwashing, because the NBA is not even, it's not sports. It's not a sport. It's just the games are all fixed, and it's just part of pop culture now because it's all media, and they throw it in there. It's not even, at least in the NFL, the guys are competing. They're playing. You know, NBA is a fucking shit show joke. But anyway, Mark Cuban, such a money-hungry loser, stupid loser, that he risked his company, Dallas Mavericks. He destroyed that company by pitching the Voyager Digital scam. Because why? Because he's stupid. He's a bad business person. You don't take these types of risks if you have a big asset. This proves that he's an investment in business idiot. But the media tells you that he's a genius because he's related to the right people, just like Kevin O'Leary. And in reality, these guys are failures and frauds. Anyway, I wanted to point that out about Peter Schiff. Went on too long about that. Let me go on now with Andrei. So let's listen to what Andrei has to say. Now, before we move on, you all know all these people on YouTube, they're all frauds. They're all scammers, okay? If you're talking about something that you don't know anything about and you're pretending that you do, that's deceiving people. Andrei, Jikh, like Graham Stephan and all these motherfuckers, they're reading a script. You understand? When you're in the ScamTube algorithm, once you're in the algorithm, got enough subscribers, then game over. That's it. You're in the algorithm, you can pump out dog shit, you're going to make all your money on ads, you're going to keep being pumped in the algorithm. So what Andrei Jikh does, the same thing all these other fraudsters do, and they all have their own little spin. You got the Tom Nashes out there that pretend they're investment gurus and they're fucking frauds. They don't know anything about investments at all. And you got stupid people who you can't even convince. You show them the evidence and they still believe that he's a genius, right? They're that fucking stupid. But you got the guys like Andrei Jikh, Graham Stephan, many others. They basically read a script. Their ad agency, you know, like that girl Jung from Japan, you know, in the lawsuit. You may want to take a close look at her last name. Capiche? You got it? They're all related, folks. You're not allowed, even if you want to be a scammer, you're not allowed to scam in their group. You're not related to them. You're not allowed. They won't let you. That's how fucking racist they are, even when scamming. But what they do, the ad agencies, they basically pay guys in India and the Philippines, you know, people who can speak fluent English. They'll pay them 50 cents an hour, maybe $1 an hour, to go and do some research, quote research, basically go on and Google bullshit, and, you know, they'll put stuff together through plagiarism, and these days, I guess, you know, they can do their AI stuff, and they'll put together a topic. And they'll select the topic, the ad agencies will, based upon what they think can get a lot of hits to sell advertisements, right? Or something they can endorse, right? If it's something, a product they want to pitch, the topic will be related to that. And they'll send Andrei Jikh a script, a written fucking piece of paper. He's reading off a fucking script. You understand? This is fact, by the way. All these guys do this. This is how it all works, okay? So the problem with that, number one, is Andrei Jikh, and I've even caught this guy, he will read whatever he's told, okay? People need to know this. This guy's an absolute fraud. He pretends like, okay, let me break it down for you, right? So that's just kind of the beginning of this guy, just to let you know how these scammers operate. But let's go over this material. Let's see what's going on here. China's plan to destroy the dollar, and it's kind of working, he says. Oh, okay. Let's listen to this. Let's hear the typical bullshit the fake news fraudster Andrei Jikh is going to give you. Okay, let's see. First of all, let's take a look here. Of course, I've shadow banned. But let's take a look. What's he pitching? He's pitching a trading app that sells your order flow, by the way. Anybody that's pitching trading apps, they don't care, folks. All they care is that you click the fucking affiliate link and you sign up. They get the money. They don't care that you're getting fucked. The whole idea is for them to take the money, and you don't matter. They're throwing you under the bus. You got it? These people are evil. People monetizing their channel are evil parasites. They don't care about you. They want to fuck you. That's a fact. They don't give a shit about you. Okay? How to protect your Bitcoin step by step. Oh, he's selling a Bitcoin course. Look at that. You fucking... Remember, this is the guy that whored for FTX and whored for all these crypto scams. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy should be banned off a ScamTube. It's that bad. People need to boycott this fucking piece of shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Folks, this is why crime pays. This is why fraud pays, because nobody does anything about it. The same fucking idiots line up to listen to this fucking little guy. Total fraud. So let's listen to this bullshit.
So China is selling off U.S. Treasury bonds.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's a lie.
The nuclear option. That is, selling U.S. treasuries, U.S. bonds.
Okay, so he's got to get a clip from some dude in India. Folks, I've been debunking this bullshit for a long time. You might recall I wrote an article about 15 years ago when I was exposing the whole gold pumping fraudster scene. Okay? Because all the gold pumpers promoted this narrative, and see how it works is when one guy does it, they all follow. And that's like the narrative to push. You take a look. 15 years ago, 14 years ago, the whole thing was China is selling U.S. treasuries. And I came out with an article and I actually fucking showed proof positive. I showed from the U.S. Treasury's website all the transactions for at least 1 year, every month, of all the major foreign holders of U.S. Treasuries. China was not selling U.S. Treasuries. There was a lie. Okay? You see? And so you're hearing it again. This time with this fucking clown.
Beijing striking back today with a 125% tariff on all U.S. goods sold in China. This comes after President Trump placed a 145% tariff on Chinese imports.
And what I learned this week is that the most important thing to look at right now is not the stock market, it's the bond market.
Okay, so this guy, this little kid, the cryptocurrency fraudster, the scam artist, the liar, this is a guy who learned just this week. He learned it this week, he said, that you got to watch the bond market. So think about this for a second. Let's take a step back, first of all. For all you dummies out there, why would you listen to anyone who just learned something important about the stock market this week? Like, why are you listening to this fucking clown? Right? Like, and you know where he learned this? He learned this from his ad agency who wrote out this fucking script and told him, here's what you're going to say. Here's what's going on. Okay? Think about that. We'll move on now.
And their interest rates. Now, right now, the yields on what's called the 10-year Treasury are going up. And that's because when countries like China start to sell off U.S. debt, which are their...
Anyway, I'm not going to continue because I'm going to take my fist and punch the screen listening and looking at this guy. So, anyway, I'm not going to listen to more. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, this guy comes out with stupid fucking nonsense, conspiracy bullshit, and all sounds reasonable. Oh my gosh, this is what it's all bullshit. Just complete lies, and I'm going to show you right now. The whole premise is based upon China selling U.S. debt. First of all, folks, China can't do that. They're going to be in trouble. They can't do it quickly anyway. They need U.S. dollars for their foreign reserve. You got it? First of all. Second of all, let me just go ahead and show you here. Compliments of the U.S. Treasury's website. Take a look. You see the months here? From 2024, February. You've got 12 months to look here. Okay? 2025, February. Right? Actually, this is 13 months, yeah. Take a look. China. Does it look like they're selling U.S. Treasuries, folks? Does it look like it? No. 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 Actually, if you look at in terms of percentage of holdings, Canada has sold the most relative to what they owned. Okay? You see this fucking horse shit? They're not selling U.S. Treasuries. It's complete fucking fraud. Okay? Folks, if you're going to ScamTube for anything like important, economics, science, anything like that, medicine, you're stupid. You're fucking dumb. I'm sorry, you can't get educated by ScamTube. If you want education, you should have stayed in university. Okay? If you want education, you go and take a course at a university. Okay? You're not going to get it from ad-based content. Advertisement-based content is there to fuck you. Now, let me just go ahead and show you the end of this, because I think towards the end he wants to do his pitch about cryptocurrencies. Let's see.
We are just making it up at this point. But
yeah, that's right. You're making up everything. You fucking idiot.
Do you know? And here's what I'm doing with my money and how I'm investing.
So you hear what's going. So you see the scam that no one else is going to uncover, by the way, because I'm the king of fucking uncovering scams and scammers and their whole fucking pitch. Okay, no one else has no one else caught this. I'm going to explain it to you. Okay, so what he's done, you notice from the very beginning, he's positioning himself. This is why I made a big fucking deal about him not even coming up with this fictional content, this bogus content. He was handed this script by his ad agency. Okay, and so all this is about making you think that he knows what's going on. He's explaining all this stuff. Oh, okay. And so then he leads you into, here's what he's doing with his money. Oh, well, I want to know what he's doing because he knows what's going on. I didn't know all this. Wow. You understand? This is total fraud.
Right now, I'm staying invested. And as crazy as this gets, I'll keep doing the only thing I know how to do, which is to dollar cost average into the stock market and keep buying VTI, Vanguard's ETF, which is what I have been doing. I'll keep dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and on weeks like the one we just had, I'll buy a little bit of extra, which is what I just did.
So think about this. Folks, why is no one saying the obvious? If you're pairing up investing in the S&P index with buying Bitcoin, you're a goddamn disaster. You know nothing about investing. You're a reckless fucking fraud. So you want to pitch a cryptocurrency to people. You're using the good name of the S&P 500, and you're tainting that with a fake investment that's worth nothing, that is fueling ransomware, the illegal drug trade, sex trade, human body part smuggling, all types of other illicit activities. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking parasite. You're a roach, man. You're a fucking cockroach. Can you believe this?
Now, then I'm immediately moving my Bitcoin out of the exchanges and onto cold storage. And if you want a step-by-step guide on how to do that yourself, I have a 4-hour training guide that shows you how to do that. You can use coupon code Andrei.
There you go. $500 this piece of shit parasite money-worshipping fraudster is charging to hook people into cryptocurrencies. Remember, this is the guy who got paid to pitch FTX and other crypto scams. I mean, something really bad needs to happen to this guy. I mean, can we all pray to God? Is that wrong? Is it wrong to hope for something bad, to pray to God, for something bad to happen to an evil, disgusting parasite who's constantly scamming the world? I mean, this is ScamTube. It reaches the world. He doesn't care. And many people don't have the history, the knowledge of his history. They don't know. Think about that, folks. Something's got to be done. And it's not just about this little boy. All these fuckers on ScamTube. YouTube is a problem. Needs to be shut down. I've been saying this for many years. Let's take a look at the comments. Okay, there's no plan to destroy the dollar. There you go. You see? Thank God there's some sensible people on ScamTube. Clickbait framing. China isn't dumping treasuries. I guess this is what gets views. Exactly. Folks, this is called advertisement fraud. This is complete fake news. Absolute. Go click the fucking fake news there. YouTube doesn't do anything about it. They just have it there to make you look like they're going to do something. Click that shit there. Report misinformation. They're not going to do anything. I'm going to expose this CCP mouthpiece as well. This Gual guy, fucking clown. You see that, folks? So you understand? He's got you all scared. Oh my God, the nuclear option, right? He's got you scared. He knows what to do, though. He'll show you. He'll show you how to put your crypto into cold storage. In his little tutorial, it's only $500. Oh my God. I can't say what I'm thinking. I can't do it. What a dirty fucking rat. What a dirty fucking rat.